please stand.
All right, we'll go on Zoom.
Who's running the show on Zoom? Carolyn?
Yes, I am the Zoom host today.
Thankfully, somebody competent doing it.
Yeah.
It's on. It's on. Okay. Tammy Hennigan, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. This full crowd. Lovely to see you all. Pat, you are up, my friend.
Well, today we have a special thought for the day. Today's thought for the day comes to us directly from Rotary's founder, Paul Harris. In his book, My Road to Rotary, Paul Harris writes, Rotary's program of promoting better understanding between different groups so simply and yet so auspiciously begun in the year 1905, has met with greater success thus far than the negotiations of diplomats. It has been the way of Rotary to focus thought upon matters in which members are in agreement rather than upon matters in which they are in disagreement. Rotary has demonstrated the fact that friendship can easily hurdle national and religious boundary lines. Thank you, Paul Harris.
All right. Very special musical presentation. Let's go.
Yeah, on this side. Okay, and I have to apologize. I'm gonna jet out of here as soon as the song is done to go take my wife to a doctor's appointment. And but I had to be here for this because I want to see what's going to happen. Okay. All right. We have any shimmy girls here? We do? Yep. Okay. We have. So 1, 2, 3. Do you want to dance? Oh, tell me, baby, that you love me, and oh, baby. Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance under the moonlight? Hold me, baby, all through the night. Oh, baby, do you want to dance? Hey, guys, you know how to do this. Here we go. Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Your turn. Here you go. Do you want to dance? 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 Do you want to dance?
All right, so we asked the musical question. Do you want to dance? Come on up here, Sonia. The shimmy girls. Savita, you said you like to dance, right? Come up here. No, they're going to teach you. Don't worry. They're going to teach you.
Okay. So I don't need this. Okay.
So this is the Livermore stop just for our club.
Heartaches by the number. This is a song that's headed toward the top 10. It's a swinger. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, the Lancemy, the
Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Sitting in a native hut all alone and blue. Sitting in a native hut wondering what to do. Along came a native girl, did a native dance. It was like in paradise, put me in a trance. Going shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Joined her in her dancing spree, felt my smiling finger. Held her tight and close to me, man, I'm glad I'm single. Then she showed me what to do. First I was amazed. Soon got learned a step or two, put me in a daze. Going shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. You can do the cocoa pop, there's no time to stop. Step, right from back, ring from side to side. I think the picture last two steps, now you're gonna cry.
There you go. Thank you, Don. All right, are we sufficiently warmed up? Are we good? Are we warmed up? All right. So now that all our visitors now know the Livermore stop, please make it into the trend that it should be. All right, so let me introduce our very important people, our frontline people. You know, we all know about our Spur publisher, Spur reporter. We don't have one. Ted Michaels. Ted, I see you're here. You're going to be the publisher this week. Thank you, Ted. Irv, doing a wonderful job as our photographer. AV, Don Wentz, who went through a lot of stressful times this morning. Our Zoom host and chat monitor, Carolyn Siegfried. Thank you. And I know we had a greeter today. It was Marianne Roja. Thank you, Marianne. Okay, I'm going to take a break here because we're going to do our Student of the Month. Bill?
Fellow Rotarians, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the principal of Vineyard Alternative School, Sarah Walke, who will name and speak about our Student of the Month. Sarah.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting us to be here. And this is my third Rotary presentation, but my first in person because the first two were during COVID. So I'm excited to be here and thank you for lunch and your kind welcome. Vineyard Alternative School, really quickly, we are an independent study program. So we offer students from kindergarten through high school the opportunity to access their education in a different way through independent study. We are the only program in the district that continues to offer a virtual option. So one of the things that we learned during COVID is that for some students, virtual education works. For some students, it doesn't, but for some students, it does. And so we are pleased to be able to offer a virtual education for students in the Livermore School District who choose to continue to pursue it. We have 133 students. The majority of them are in our high school program. Our elementary school program is 100% online. They meet with their teacher every day for a brief time, and the majority of their work is done at home. Our middle school program is also 100% virtual. And our high school program, students have the opportunity to choose whether they want to attend virtually or in person. And it's about half and half. So half of our students are attending virtually and half are coming to our campus. So we have about 60 high school students, small population. And that's one of the things that makes Vineyard a really special place. We get to know each other well. We have the opportunity to experience high school in a different way because of the options, because of the format of independent study, and because of our small and intimate numbers. So I would like to take this opportunity to introduce one of Vineyard's finest, RcoL Disu. RcoL is a 12th grader. He came to us at Vineyard in the middle of his 11th grade year last year. And he's the youngest of 5 children, as am I. So we got that going together there. And born in Daly City, moved to Livermore in 4th grade and been there since. Since RcoL has started at Vineyard, he's been a very active member of our student community, which is great. So he's kind and friendly face. He always has a kind word and a smile for everyone. And some of the things that he participates in, he is an active member in our TUPE program, which is the Tobacco Use and Prevention Education Program, which is great. And one of the things that we did for Red Ribbon Week this year, which is the anti-drug movement, Red Ribbon Week, is he was a co-host of our daily announcements. So he came into the office and make announcements with his classmate about the benefits of choosing a drug-free life. And I'm gonna tell you, he's got a career in radio if he wants it, because he was great. He was our walk and roll youth task force. So that was Alameda County. They encourage certain days everyone to find alternative means to get to school or work, take the bus or ride your bicycle or roller skate or take your skateboard. And so he was our representative for that. And on top of doing that, all of the stuff that he does at school and excellent academics, he is a swim instructor at the Happy Fish Swim School, which is really, I think that's great. And one of the things that he did, one of his classmates is enlisting in the Navy. So she's graduating and enlisting in the Navy. And we were chatting with her and we realized that she doesn't know how to swim. So it's my understanding that RcoL has offered to give her swim lessons so that she can learn how to swim before she enlists in the Navy. We all thought that was a pretty good idea. So, my great pleasure to introduce you to RcoL Disu.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank Sarah Walk and everyone at Vineyard for giving me this opportunity. I would also like to thank my mom and my stepdad for supporting me. After high school, I plan to join the Air Force, in which I will utilize their college program to major in psychology. I will continue serving in the Air Force until I retire around the age of 38. And I have always loved teaching. Working at Happy Fish Swim School has showed me how much I love working with kids. And after retiring, I will acquire my teaching credentials and hope to teach high school psychology. My final goal is to start a nonprofit for single parent families in need of support. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you. And Khalil's parents are here, Cecilia Maniego, and also his stepdad here. If you'd stand, welcome them, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for coming. The reason I broke that was because, the students usually have to get back and the administrator, the teacher usually has to get back. So thank you very much. And don't worry if you need to walk out, no one will notice, no one will follow you. Well, probably won't follow you. All right, are there any visiting Rotarians that need introduction? If you don't need an introduction, then we'll just pass you. We'll wait for a microphone.
I would like to introduce Jill Durig. She's visiting from the Livermore Valley Club. I'll pass on introducing your speaker, Savita, our district governor. But from the Pleasanton North Club, for those of you who don't know her, Tammy Hennigan, who is assistant governor for this area.
All right, I don't see any other visiting Rotarians. How about any guests? Ron, you want to? Oh, back there, Michael?
This one is, again, my effort to introduce a guest who should be on Zoom, I believe. Keely Bennett. Are you there, Keely?
No, we do not have any guests on Zoom today
You're
or
fine,
visiting
yeah.
Rotarians.
But
Okay, so did that fix the problem on Zoom? I saw that. Are you able to hear us?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, but I.
Thanks.
But I should be muted here, shouldn't I? Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We're not hearing Splin. Still not hearing Splin.
Well, how about now? Can you hear me now? Is there
Yes.
no echo, right? I'll stick with this one for now. Couple of announcements. Oh, that's an echo. Isn't it?
How's this?
That's much better.
I do have a couple of add-ons. I have an announcement here from Roland. He wants to encourage everybody that mini grant application time, it's still echoing, but. Thanks, Roland. Thanks, buddy. All right. Can you guys hear me, Carolyn?
Yes, we can.
Okay, all right, we're good. All right. Next. Okay, Brian Mayle, could you please stand? I mean, at your advanced age, can you still stand? No, I talk first. I talk first, Brian. No, you hold on.
Okay.
I talk first. So I can't even pronounce that word, but you're 90. Is that correct?
I did 2 days.
I've been hearing stories about your adventure that apparently you're quite attractive to older women. I've been told that you ride this new tricycle through the park and you've been attracting cougars and coyotes. Susan, do you know about this? And you've been somehow being able to shoo them away. What would you like to do for the club?
Okay.
Oh, is now a good time? I mean, look, I know Susan's sitting right next to you, right? And you have four children?
4 children.
And how many grandchildren?
We have 9 grandchildren
Okay, so
and 6 great grandchildren.
6 great grandchildren. All right. So, no one is listening, but I think at this point in your life, you can tell us which one is your favorite. Floor is yours. Floor is yours, Ryan. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you. So actually, I was wanting to just say a word or two because I really feel a little guilty because I'm doing the club a disservice by being 90 and defying all our efforts to bring in younger folks. So I really am altering the demographics. And so because of that, I feel I should make a contribution. And I decided maybe $1 a day, $1 a year rather, $1 a year, which would be $90 to the club for the Nepalese children. And actually, I'm going to round it up to 100. But that got me thinking, because I've also been a member of this club now for a quarter of a century. And I thought if I was doing a buck for every year just for being around, maybe I should do a little bit more than a buck a year as a member of the club. And so I've made a donation of $250 to Polio Plus. And as you all know, I feel very strongly about Polio Plus, and it's been a major source of interest of mine throughout my time with the club. And I think it's particularly important to make the contributions now because we've had a bit of a setback this year. Last year, there were just 2 cases. As of today, there are 29 cases of the wild type. And there's also been an outbreak of the vaccine-derived one. I'm not so worried about that. The new vaccine that was developed over at UCSF seems to be very effective against the vaccine-derived thing. But it's disappointing that the 29 actual cases, we were so close out of the 8 billion people we now are today, that was so close to keeping that. So if anyone would like to make a contribution on behalf of my birthday to Polio Plus, it'd be great.
All right. Thank you very much, Brian. Congratulations.
And you just told me I pushed the envelope. Would you please change the 250 to 300 so I can match them and get to a Paul Harris fellow?
He'll do it. Okay. Okay, next slide, please, Don. Okay, we have some big announcements here. Mike Thompson, you want to do it from there or you want to come up here?
Hi, everyone. Excuse my gravelly voice. First of all, I want to just tell you a little story. I was playing golf about 5 months ago, and we were having a break waiting for the par 3 green to clear at Wente. And one of the guys I was playing with, this was only the second time I played with him. His name is Sudhakar Ramakrishna. And he's the CEO of Solar Winds. If those of you are not familiar with Solar Winds, they were the security company that found the Russian major hack 2 years ago that we're still suffering from, as I understand. Anyway, I asked him, so where do you live, Sudhakar? Do you live in the valley? He said, no, I live over in the peninsula. I said, gosh, I was going to ask you for a donation for Rotary. He said, well, I'd be happy to do that. So I got his information, took me a while to think about how to approach it and some back and forths. And 3 weeks ago, we had a Zoom meeting late one Saturday afternoon. And he explained that he has a personal Family Giving Fund. And also, of course, Solar Winds has their Community Giving Fund. So he said, he explained his three interests locally. So I'm going to give you 10,000 from my personal one, and I'll put you in touch with my community guide, Solar Winds, and try not to poke my nose in. So he asked me to, I know what he enjoys giving to. And so this 10,000 will go as follows. The check came in, by the way, this weekend. 3,000 to Vineyard 2.0. That's the open heart kitchen that our foundation is providing the appliances and building the kitchen. You'll hear more of it, I'm sure, from Mary Ann. 2,000 to Tri-Valley Seek and Save, Roland's Good Works. 1,000 to the Nepalese Children's Fund. 1,000 to the third grade books program. 1,000 to the Music Scholarship. 1,000 to Tri-Valley Haven Building Fund. Those of you who don't know, the building's about 50 years old and they're starting to retrofit and add some more rooms. So something to think of before the end of the year. And finally, 1,000 to the Inner Wheel Foundation for the Limb Bank. Got some inner wheelers here today, so. We're very fortunate in our club to have a lot of quality people. So the past president says is our duty each year at this time. We come up with a slate for the following year, 2023-24. And Sheila will be our president. And our president-elect, we have selected Mark Roberts, who has agreed. Our secretary and treasurer, Joel and Norm, are completing their final year. And then for the three directors, Loretta Caskey is continuing. She filled in, so she'll do another 2 years. Irv Stowers and Jeff Youngsma. So good group. No. That's an error. No, it's Loretta, Jeff Youngsma, and Irv Stowers. Thank you. So again, as is custom, if there are any nominations from the floor, please email me in the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, on December 7th meeting, we'll take our vote. Thanks.
All right. So, Mark, so you went from retiring from a job where you managed 4 out of 5 senior citizens for good pay and a good retirement to managing a bunch of senior citizens for no pay. Good. Are you questioning your career choices at this point?
No, I was just wondering, is there a test for dementia or or is actually being allowed to be nominated for a position actually one of the 4 criteria?
Yeah.
All right. Happy to do it. Thank
All
you,
right,
sir.
Thanks. All right, Paul Gowd, we're gonna have to hustle, dude. No, I'm giving you as much time as you need.
Thank you.
I'll stand over here.
All right. You hold this? Absolutely. Good afternoon. So I'm the TRF chair for this year, first time. And we have a lot of recognition to do. I'm going to start with recognizing first Patrick McManaman and Madeline. Would you please come up? Savita? Okay, so Patrick has been serving as a Rotary Foundation chair for 7 years, I believe, if it's not more. And he has done an outstanding job. And now he's helping me quite a bit. And he consistently increased every year by 10% of the TRF, went from 39 to 55, and motivated to increase it by 20% for this year. Now, Pat is the first one to reach major donor level 4. Pat and Madeline have reached to RcoL Society members. And that involves cumulatively donating more than $250,000. We are very grateful for their support. You cover him. You know how to do?
All right. Oh, beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, take a picture. Oh. Thank you. Right. Okay, now I have a lot of recognitions, and I'm going to call by names. Those who are not here, I'll just skip to the next one. Kathleen Tabet, please come up. She has joined us 9 months ago. She reached Paul Harris Fellow status, and very glad to recognize. Next one, Paul McCandless. Is Paul Harris +1. Yeah. Next, Sheila Pagliano, Paul Harris +2. Glenn Kubiak, Paul Harris +3 is not here. Splend, Paul Harris +4. Carol Howell is not here. Oh, come on. You didn't get my email. You're supposed to be coming up here. Paul Harris +5. Carolyn Siegfried, Paul Harris +5. She's on Zoom. I'll give it to you. Jeffrey Youngsma, he's not here. Paul Harris Fellow +6. Tammy Souza, Paul Harris +6. She's also unable to come. Vernon Green, Paul Harris +6. Christian, is he here? Oh, Christian Chukwama, Paul Harris +7. Who is this guy? Norm. Who is this? Norm Bregman. Paul Harris +7. Dale Miller, Paul Harris +8. Joel Swanson, Paul Harris +8. TJ, Paul Harris +8, and also is a Paul Harris Society member, and he already received his certificate. Alan Burnham, Paul Harris Society member, Paul Harris +4. We'll mail him. Don Wentz, Paul Harris, well, society member. I'm going to call the people who have already received the certificate. We can have this. Irving, Paul Harris Society. Jeff Youngsma, Paul Harris Society. member. Keith Beck, who is not here, Paul Harris Society member. Michael Thompson. Here. Patrick Coyle. Pat, oh. Pat McMahon, Paul Harris Society, Ron Koopman. And I thank you, all of you. And I know we got a big challenge to go, but I know we can do it with everybody's help. I really want to get to 100% participation, EREY this year. Thank you.
Hey, Don. All right, remember, we're having, this is Gouds. I'll mention that on December 7th, we're having a meeting here. Oren Mahoney is going to be one of our presenters. We're also going to do a reception at Ruby Hill Winery from 2 to 4. If you can make it, that'd be great. We'll send out more information on that. Beth, I hope you got a lot. Please.
Many, many thanks to all of you who have brought so many socks today. It's just wonderful, as well as those who've brought them in the last couple of weeks. Now, today's the last day that you could bring them here because then we're dark next week. If you haven't had a chance and you still want to donate socks, you may bring them to my home, or a few people have ordered them online and sent them to my home also. So I'm not taking them until just after Thanksgiving, but I want the people to be able to have them for the Christmas season. So thank you very much for all those of you who have donated socks.
Wait, microphone.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's so nice to see all of you. I've missed you since my husband's not in Rotary anymore, but we, as you know, were very involved with the exchange students, and we've hosted 8 exchange students ourselves, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Today, we wanted to invite you, RcoL. I'm president of RcoL now. And by the way, Madeline, who just left, was president for 3 years and hosted and was the person who was in charge of this committee to invite you for RcoL to the party at the Vine. It's going to be the Fabelmans, the movie. So it's not going to be an old movie this time. It's going to be a brand new movie. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. It's going to be November 28th. And each ticket is $25, which is going to go to the underserved women and children in Livermore. It's going to go into our giving fund, and then we'll give to a few different organizations. This is going to be November 28th, which is a Monday, and we're doing that so that it's mostly just us there. It'll be the ticket, a drink and popcorn. And if you want other stuff to drink or eat, you can buy that on your own. And then at the end, this is the really fun part, there is a hat contest. I know you're not going to want to miss that. And it's going to be after the movie. So if you really want to get involved in it, you have to make a hat for yourself, and then we'll have a prize. We'll have probably wine. So yeah. Okay. Thank you. 6:30, the theater opens and the movie will be at 7.
Great.
All right. And this is posted, I think, Dawn,
Yep,
you posted it.
right there.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Can you buy tickets the day of? You can buy tickets the day of. Oh, good idea to talk about buying the tickets. I'm sitting here so that I can grab you on the way out. If you would like to RSVP, I just have a list. We're not doing tickets, actually. And we're just writing it down, or you can pay there. But if you intend to go, it'd be great to have you RSVP. Thank you very
All
much.
right, great. Let's all be there. All right, what do we, last one? Okay, remember we're dark. Tammy, can I ask you to come up? So we have a special guest. We have a special guest to introduce a special guest. This is just like the award shows.
Great.
And you see the reminder for next week's, 2 weeks meeting, and please wear your favorite football apparel. That's our theme. Final Wednesday of the month. That's our theme. I'm going to be the referee. I've got penalty flags. We're going to be doing some damage.
Hello, everybody. When Savita served as president of her club in Cupertino in 2013 and 14, her theme was local heartbeat, global outreach. Locally, Savita served as district community chair in 2019, 2020. She's a graduate of the District Leadership Academy. She chaired the banquet for the honorary, in honor of the Rotary International President of this year, Jennifer Jones. And Savita is also a major donor to the Rotary Foundation. Globally, Savita has held the role as chair of the World Services Committee. She served as advisor on projects in India, Kenya, and Mexico. She led a team of Rotarians on a tour of India, where she was the primary lead and the contact for the global grant program of SITE. In addition to her amazing dedication to Rotary, Savita is an active member of her local community. She served as on the Cupertino City Council and was mayor of Cupertino in 2017. Savita is a senior fellow of the American Leadership Forum and is currently co-chair of the De Anza Community College Commission. Savita and her husband, Doc, live in Cupertino. Her greatest joy above Rotary is her grandson. Please give a warm round of applause to our district governor, Savita Vaidyanathan.
Thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you for that. Oh, Dawn asked me to move it to this side so that they can see me. Zoomers can see me. Okay. Oh, that was what the dance was for.
Oh, we did this at the wrong time?
No, the dance was the gift.
Oh, well, and this, we got more.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. Wow. All courtesy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The dance was the gift too. Thank you. Okay, I need to be good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And as you can see, I missed one name there, and that's Kathy Coils. She's my lieutenant governor. So special acknowledgement. Sorry, Kathy. And I realized that, and then it was too late. I had already sent him the slides. So thank you to the Rotary Club of Livermore Rotarians. And we have AG Tammy Hennigan, your President Splend, and of course you have DGN Jill and LG Kathy, and there's so many other members in this room who are part of the district. Irv is part of the district, Pat and the other Pat, both the Pats, and maybe I'm missing someone, so I apologize in advance, but thank you all for supporting the district and Rotary. So why Rotary? We heard a thought of the day about Paul Harris. I can use this, right? Thank you. Thought of the day was about Paul Harris, and everyone knows that he's the one who chartered Rotary way back when. But how many people knew he was a lawyer? How many lawyers in the room? Okay, there's a lawyer there, there's a lawyer there, but I'll still do my lawyer joke. He had only 3 friends. Because he was a lawyer, he had only 3. But he said, let us go to each other's offices, which is why the term Rotary. But how many know that we were the first organization that was a service organization internationally? And in our image was formed the Lions, the Kiwanis, the Optimists, and later even the Scouts. And we were the ones who were invited when they wanted to start the United Nations.
It's not the other way around. The Rotarians were invited to the table as consultants for the United Nations, and we still have a seat at the United Nations. So I'm proud to be part of this organization with you. Thank you so much. And not since 117 years ago has there been so much excitement for a new Rotary International president. For the very first time, we have a woman, Jennifer Jones, and she's put so much thought into the logo that you see over there. The circle is all of you. That's how we sit together and we do our projects. We think about it, we discuss it. The 7 dots are the area of focus. The green line at the bottom, she came up with that idea when she was in Australia, because she saw the stick that the Aborigines used to dig the soil. So that's what the green stick is about. And the colors, purple, white, and green, they are for the women's movement, but they're also for inclusion, for peace, and the environment. And then she came up with Imagine Rotary. So we all get to imagine Rotary with her. That's what the logo and theme are about. And Vicky Pulitz is our zone director. We are 5170, that corner orange sliver on the West Coast. And that's a big footprint, actually. It looks tiny there. It's all the way from Oakland to San Juan Bautista and Livermore in the east to Palo Alto in the west. And I'll come back to this map in a minute. And of course, our next 2 governors are also women, Hung Wei and Jill Durick. Give her a hand. She's right here. And this is where I should have had a slide for Kathy. I apologize, Kathy. And our AGs, Tammy and Diane, thank you again, Tammy, for being here. And it's not all women. We have Splen. So thank you so much, Splen, for being splendid. So thank you. He's done an amazing job. Thank you, Splen. So this is what I told all the presidents when I started about a year ago when we met at PETS. I said, there is no Rotary police, so you have the agency to start something new, stop something that's no longer working, change things around. And because we get to imagine Rotary, you get to do this and we get to do it together. And you can save something that's faltering that your club really loves and sustain the things that your club will not let pass, whatever that is, hold on to those. So you have the 4 S's and the full agency to change with all the members of your club, including the 90-year-old nonagenarian. I managed to get that word out. Brian, thank you for being here. I don't know why it's looking so small. Maybe something happened when okay. It's okay, you don't have to read all that. I'll very quickly go through it. The district is obviously governed by the district governor, but we have a lot of support. The assistant governors, we have 14 of them in 9 areas. We have a lot of people in the district leadership team. We have 62 clubs, 3,800 Rotarians, and Olivia Poe is our only paid employee, and she's our district administrator. So if you saw 2 emails from her yesterday, please open those because those are from our leadership and they're really important. They give you a lot of information. And I have that URL there for LinkedIn. You don't need to copy it down. You already have the slides. Dawn already has the slides. That is what we are bringing back to Rotary because of what Paul Harris started out to begin with, which is for business entrepreneurs to mingle, to learn from each other and support each other's businesses. So we want you to join LinkedIn. I know you may be thinking, but that means I need to create a profile and all that. But we can help you because we want you as mentors for the next generation who may be in similar businesses as you. So consider it, talk to Kathy, talk to Tammy, they can help you with this. And these are our other leadership positions. I'll go through this quickly. All of them are there on the website, as well as avenues of service. We discussed this in the board. Please connect with these people. They'll support you in everything that you do. You already have Pat in your club. You can ask him for any information and he will connect you to the others. I want to go quickly to the strategic goals that were set for me when I was district governor nominee 3 years ago. And normally strategic plans just sit on the shelf gathering dust. But Rotary International said, see if you can make this happen and convert it into an action plan. So this is actually currently the action plan of Rotary. And if you look at the right side axis, We already have achieved that. Just because there are people on Zoom, you have increased our ability to adapt. And you're reaching them. So you've already expanded your reach. Where we are suffering is increasing our impact and enhancing participant engagement. I heard from the board that you're already thinking of bringing in new members. You're thinking of doing various things in the community that will definitely enhance participant engagement. That will also increase your impact. And from Gaud said, looks like you're increasing your donations also by 20%. That too will increase your impact. So please keep that in mind going forward. This is our strategic action plan, and we want all of you to join us in our efforts. At the district level, I've got it into the small little puzzle pieces of foundation, membership, and public image. While it says public image over there, I want to think of it more as public awareness. I mentioned the map earlier. So if you see, we are 5170 tucked between 5160 and 5150. 5160 is just northeast of you, San Ramon and beyond, and 5150 is San Francisco and Marin. So the three district governors came together and we said we'll pool our resources for a video campaign in social media and push out all the information from all the clubs in our individual districts, which is why I asked for some photographs and videos of your project that you did on Sunflower Hill. That's very unique. We need to tell the community who we are and what we do and invite the younger people. So that's something that we have started this year. We really hope it'll capture the imagination and the interest of the public. And you already do so much in your club. I love what you do with the youth. The Rotary Youth Exchange will help you again in the next year. We talked about this in the board meeting. And whatever you do in exciting our youth to be members of the community. I would love if you invited the community to join you in your service projects, even if it is, because I chose that photograph of painting the house, because that's how I started. And I said, hey, I don't know how to paint. They said, it's okay. Just stick that blue tape. We'll teach you how to stick the blue tape. So there are skills you can teach to the young people. Invite them, invite Interact, invite Rotaract, invite their parents. The young student of the year who was here, invite their parents, make them friends of Rotary, and they'll soon become members. And this is, again, it really touches my heart that you participated in Kids Against Hunger. It's something that you can also do as an area project. Tammy, I don't know if they did this as an area project, but if it's done as an area project, we'll support you with resources. And this, I've already talked about you. Please invite friends to support the youth. We really need the community to know what you do for the youth. We say they are our future, but does the community know that this is how you help? And thank you for supporting our veterans. This is something that's very close to my heart. In my earlier role as mayor, when I used to give that speech, I would start crying and they would cry with me, because I always say, because of them, and if there are any veterans in this room, I salute you. Because of you, we have freedom. I have freedom in this country, which is my country. And I'm proud to say this is my country. So thank you to the veterans. Thank you so much. Yeah, fundraisers, we talked about this. It's a little challenging, I know, but you can always try something different with this. I know some clubs that actually put the crabs in bags with the wine that people ordered or the beer and went and dropped it in their homes. So you can even do that if you don't find a location. If you do find a location, I'm sure you can have it exactly the way you always plan. Good luck to you. Definitely invite the community to join you in this. This is something we came up with this year, and I'll just step away from the microphone for a second. These are what is Rotary cards. These cards talk about Rotary on one side. It has the map of our district on the other side. And we've been distributing this at all community events. We distributed it at the Fall Leadership Conference for the Interactors. And yesterday at Livermore Valley, there was a member in the club who joined Rotary because of this. She saw this, she looked it up and she says, oh, this is what Rotary is about. I never knew, though my child is in Interact. And then she scanned the QR code in the back. She input her information. And then Tammy and our membership chairs met with her, told her that these are the clubs available, and she chose Livermore Valley. It's as simple as that. I'll share this with Splin, and then you can give it to your. And also, please use it at various events. I'll also send you the PDF. You can always print more at your end. And if you want to personalize it, sure, please personalize it for your own club. This is a very, very good tool, and we are very proud of it. Even the aide to Jennifer Jones, Brad Howard, he took it to her and showed it to her, and they all love it. So it's now spreading through the entire Rotary world. So it's all kudos to District 5170. Let's talk about your club. Gaud already mentioned about the foundation goal. 64,000. It's actually 64,000 plus 20,000. The 20,000 is for polio, and 64,000 is for the annual fund. It'll be amazing if you achieve this. That's a really big goal, but you can achieve it through your Paul Harris Fellow, through EREY, through double sustainers. I have a very simple formula for both PHS as well as double sustainers. If you do $85 a month, that's a Paul Harris Society. If you do $17.25 a month, that's a double sustainer. And if you give up one coffee, $8.33 is single sustainer. And that's very easy for you to achieve, and it's EREY automatically. So I won't even tell you what the minimum for EREY is, because then Gaud is saying, no, don't say that. So I won't say that, but you know that you can definitely achieve your goal. So thank you so much for that. When it comes to membership, I know all clubs are suffering, especially in the pandemic era, which we all suffered. But if you use some of these tools and you invite people to your parade, you invite people to all the wonderful things you do for the youth, I think you can definitely achieve your goal. And I said net there because we have to close the back door and not have attrition at the end of the year. So I'm hoping you'll definitely reach your goal of 110 members this year. And you'll get all the recognition. We just did that, so I'll skip right through that. That did not come through well when I send the slides down. But if you can tell the number on top, it's more than $1 million. Where the blue line reaches on top, it's more than $1 million. That's the total contribution of our district last year. We hit the 1 million mark, which is absolutely amazing. And that the smaller line is $177,000, which is called DRF, which is the Disaster Response Fund, which was specifically for Ukraine. And we have a member of the Santa Clara Club, Harbir Bhatia, who's gone 3 times to Ukraine, supporting people there, supporting the refugees with medical supplies, food, clothes, shelter. And now she's working on another grant so that they'll have shelter during the winter. So your TRF dollars are put to very good use. And thank you for that wonderful talk about the Polio Plus. Thank you for the $250. Last year, we did $350,000. I apologize, the slides didn't transfer well. $350,000 is what our district did. And with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation match of 2-to-1, that's also $1 million. So we did $1 million for the Rotary Foundation and $1 million in polio. That's amazing. From a district like us, we were number 2 in the entire world and number 1 in our zone, of course. So kudos to you. And this is something because of donations like ours. When they had an event at Berlin, this is called the Global Polio Eradication Initiative event, our Rotary International President, Jennifer Jones, was able to pledge $150 million towards the initiative. And you can see we are right number 2 after the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, even higher than what the United States government has pledged. So that is how much we say that we are going to support the entire world in eradicating polio. And yes, it's left in 2 countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan, and we are doing our best there. The person who is trying to put those 2 drops in the mouth of the baby, that's a polio health worker. The mother trusts her because she comes with the badge of Rotary. She says, yes, I'll give you my infant. Put those 2 drops in the mouth of my baby and protect my baby from this virus. And who is that lady in green over there? That's Jennifer Jones. She went in person to Pakistan to inspire the health workers, to tell them that I'm here to support you. I'm here. I want this particular disease eradicated, the only second from the face of the planet. And in Afghanistan, we are hearing even the government there is supporting our efforts. It's a little scary to send polio health workers there, but even there, we are having very good results. And thank you, Jill, for going to India and continuing the efforts there. This is something I like to talk about because when you are driving, you see your tax dollars at work on the highway. This is what your TRF dollars do. You are helping every area of focus. We have 7 areas of focus. You start right with maternal and child health. You help that mother give birth to the baby and then nurture the baby. You help with education and literacy. So the boy does not have to work in the fields, but go get an education. You help with water and sanitation. So the girl can fill a bottle of water and then go to school and get an education, because it's always girls who are sent to fetch water. They don't get their education. And then you help with disease prevention and treatment. So the communities get healthier. And if they are healthier and they're educated, they become self-sustaining because you help with community development. That's where your dollars go. And your dollars also help with peace fellows all over the world. And we get to have peace in our communities. And what happens when you're educated, you have a job and you have peace? You want a cleaner, greener planet for the next generation. And that's our 7th area of focus, the environment. So this is how your dollars help, and you help in transforming lives. At this point, I would just like to talk briefly about my project, which again, the slide didn't come through well. It's an Empower Girls project in Africa and India. What we are trying to do is help girls who are in middle and high school, who have reached puberty. They are stopped from going to school 5 days of the month, and they miss 1/5 of their education. So to help them, we have started a program, and this will be something that I'll talk to Gaud more about, is having employ women to sew these reusable pads and distribute it to the schools. Sorry about that. This is what it looks like. There are sewing centers where the raw material is distributed and the women are trained to operate the sewing machines. And the girls are also educated how to use this. A period should not be a full stop to a child's education. So I hope your club can also support this. I'll end with this story. Do I have 2 minutes? Okay, thank you. I went as fast as I could. As Tammy said in her introduction, I supported a lot of WCS projects. I was the advisor for some. And then when we were done with the projects, especially in India, my club said, you should plan a trip for us to visit the sites. And they said, you have to add a tourist element. So, well, I did that with the help of another friend who also became a Rotarian because she was a travel agent. And then I took them to see the sites of Agra, the Taj Mahal, Rajasthan, the forts, and of course, the camel rides and the elephant rides. They enjoyed all of that. And after that, they said, we still haven't visited the sites. So the next part was visiting the sites of the projects. This is very similar to something your club is doing with the mobile bus for hearing. This was a mobile bus for eyesight. Instead of having the hospital in the village where the doctors choose not to work, the hospitals are built in the city, and Rotary helps with the bus to bring the villagers to the hospital so that they can get their eyesight checked, and they get the surgeries done, and their eyesight is restored, and the bus takes them back. So at this point, when we were taking these photographs, I was thinking, oh, finally, I'm done. The project is over. It was so difficult to do the global grant. It was so difficult to get the DDF. This was before Max the Match. So I went in person from club to club trying to get cash and DDF donations. And that's all I was thinking about. I was thinking about the logistics. I brought all the people here to India. I hope they go back safely to America without getting malaria or any of those waterborne diseases. I wasn't thinking of the project until I saw this. And I said, This is why we took all that effort to return them to sight and light. And then that old man sitting in front got down from the bus and put his hand on my head and blessed me and said, thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing these Rotarians to my village. I don't look like them. They don't speak my language. We definitely don't have the same religion, but they understand humanity. They understand that my village needed help. And because of them, my grandson now has the gift of sight and he will lead an independent life. Thanks to people like you. Thank you very much, Rotary Club of Livermore. Questions. I always forget the questions part, but I've crossed 1:30. Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions?
They probably didn't understand the accent. Thank you. Thank you.
Right here, Susan.
Yes, Susan.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I think this is one of the best talks we've had for a very long time. It was tremendous.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions? Well, thank you very, well, we'll let her. Oh, yeah, any Zoom questions? Oh, hold on, let me check. Hold on. I apologize. Jennifer Tate says, great program, gotta go. That's all I see here.
Yep, nobody's raised their hands, President Splin.
Thank you very much, Carolyn.
I think that's because the governor did such a great